Good afternoon. The Navotas Regional Trial Court Branch 286 has found one of the 6 policemen involved in the killing of 17-year-old Jemboy Baltazar guilty of homicide. Police Staff Sergeant Jerry Sabati Maliban is found guilty of homicide, while Police Executive Master Sergeant Roberto Dioso Balais Jr., Police Staff Sergeant Nico Pines Corolio Esquilion, and Patrolman Benedict Danao Mangada are found guilty of illegal discharge of firearms. Meanwhile, Police Staff Sergeant Antonio Balsita Bugayong is acquitted. A case of murder was initially filed against the policeman following the death of Baltazar on August 2, 2023. Baltazar and his friends were cleaning their fishing boat when the Navotas police arrived and fired at Baltazar's group. Based on the information or charge sheet, the policemen conspired to kill Baltazar when they fired a series of successive shots at Baltazar, thereby inflicting gunshot wounds to the back of his head and the dorsal portion of his hand while he was in the act of jumping and even while underwater. The police were supposedly running after a suspect involved in a shooting incident in a nearby area but fired at the wrong group of people. The cyber attack on the Philippine Coast Guard's official Facebook page may have been due to malware or software specifically designed to damage, break into, or gain illegal access to a computer system. In a statement, the PCG spokesperson Rear Admiral Armand Balilo says the Coast Guard Public Affairs Service considers the possibility of online security breach through malware after an initial consultation with the Philippine National Police Anti-Cybercrime Group. Balilo adds that Coast Guard Public Affairs Service is set to meet with Coast Guard Weapons, Communications, Electronics, and Information System Command to conduct back-end operations to recover the social media page. On February 26, the Coast Guard Public Affairs Service monitored 2 malicious short videos posted on PCG's Facebook account. However, Balilo noted that when the Coast Guard tried to delete the videos, the service was alerted with a forced switch account notification. The latest disruption to PCG's Facebook page is the 3rd time since January. Senate President Juan Miguel Zubiri says President Bongbong Marcos has expressed his desire for the charter change plebiscite to be held alongside the 2025 midterm elections. In an interview, Zubiri says the president prefers to have a plebiscite alongside 2025 elections since the government will have to spend 12 to 14 billion pesos if it is done before elections. Following the president's statement, Zubiri says there is no need to rush in terms of discussing proposed amendments to the 1987 Constitution's economic provisions.
Hindi po tayo kailangan magmamadali. So we can take this up after the break and complete the resolution and approve the resolution before the synergy. At least before the synergy break, yung aming target date. Baka sabihin nila, nangako na naman ako. Target date po natin kasi ang gusto po ng ating Pangulo eventually is to force it through the elections of 2025.
Zubiri adds that the president has asked Senator Sonny Angara, who is the chairperson of the Senate Subcommittee on Amendments and Revision of Codes, to look at the legal possibilities to be able to convince the Commission on Elections to add a rider question on the 2025 ballot. The Senate President explains that if granted, the rider question related to the amendments of the Constitution will be placed at the back of the ballot. Meanwhile, the Commission on Elections have already said it can handle the 2025 midterm elections and the plebiscite for the proposed amendments to the 1987 Constitution simultaneously. Here's the latest roundup of today's top stories. Navotas Regional Trial Court finds one of 6 cops guilty of homicide in the killing of 17-year-old Jemboy Baltazar. Philippine Coast Guard says latest breach in their Facebook account may be due to malware. And Senate President Juan Miguel Zubiri says President Bongbong Marcos wants cha-cha plebiscite alongside 2025 polls. These are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, X, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good afternoon.